Yes. What made you interested? Were you always musical growing up, or?
Always sang. Yeah, I love singing. My older brother, who's 4 years older, my sister 3 years older. My sister lives in Tyler. My brother lives in Jacksonville. We knew at a pretty young age that I could sing, because really you can tell if someone's going to be able to sing very young, because all singing is being able to hear pitch and sing to it. So they knew they could sing good. They knew I'd be able to sing good, and so I just, from the time I was young, watching Michael Jackson and Donny Osmond, and those guys were all the same age. You know, I could sing along with all their stuff, and they were thinking, "Golly, you actually sing pretty good." So, but being from Jacksonville, as I grew older and still wanted to sing for a living, you know, I thought the odds of somebody coming through Jacksonville and signing me to a record deal or discovering me probably not very good. And I had never been anywhere, so I moved. Like I said, my parents divorced when I was in 11th grade. My father moved to Longview, where I live now. And so I thought, when I graduated from Lon Marsh Junior College in Jacksonville, I thought, well, I'm going to go to a big city and be discovered. I didn't, anything was bigger than Jacksonville. So I moved to Longview, started selling lady shoes, met my wife in 80, got married in 80. Then 81, I found out about a singing contest in Dallas, Texas. Went up and entered it, and through that contest, I met Charlie Pride. And that's how I got my foot in the door in country music. I had not really listened to a lot of country music or sang a lot of country music until then. Then I won that contest, met Charlie. He kind of took me under his wing and introduced me to some folks and let me open shows with him. For him all over the world.
And so the East Texas Angel Network, how did that get started? How did you come up with that idea?
It actually is, my wife and I came up with it almost 18 years ago. And as a matter of fact, the shirt I'm wearing, this was not by, it's just sheer coincidence. This kid, I don't know if you can see the back.
Yes, Matthew Barney.
Matthew Barney was a kid, and I know I'm talking in circles, but I'll give you how this all works. As an artist, and that's what I am. They call me an artist. I've never painted one thing in my life. I don't know where that comes from. But I say, as a singer, you work a lot of things, and you work for a paycheck. You go to entertain and have fun, but then you're getting paid. So we play a lot of benefits. Acts do. And in reality, they're not benefits for us. We're going to get paid. And then, hopefully, by using our name, they can bring in, sell enough tickets, bring in money, pay the act, pay the expenses, and have money left over for whatever foundation there are. Well, I've done quite a few of those, but at this time when I met this kid, 94, I believe, I had just made a decision that I was going to Tombstone, Arizona, I believe, is where I met Matthew Barney, the kid on the back of this. And I thought, you know what, I go do these benefits all the time, and I don't ever really see what they benefit. I mean, I don't, they may tell me a tiny bit about it. So I made an effort to say, I'm here in Arizona, I'd like to find out what we're doing here. And I met this kid, he had bone marrow cancer. And our son was just recently born. And I met this kid, and so I thought, you know what, this is a great thing. They're trying to raise money so he can have bone marrow cancer
treatment.
Yes. And I said, I came home and told my wife about it, and we decided, you know what, we need to do that. We want to do that. We obviously know we're not big enough to help all the country, but why don't we try and do what we can here to help East Texas? And that's what we do. We came back, started the East Texas Angel Network to help children with these life-threatening or serious illnesses or life-altering illnesses. All of East Texas. That's the thing, because we want to let people know that because it's housed in Longview where I live, we help children all over East Texas.
Right.
So we don't want somebody to think, oh, it's just a Longview thing. Because when we have a show, and I've brought people in all the way from Wayne Newton and his orchestra to Martina McBride to Blake Shelton to Craig Morgans to a lot of these people come and do a concert with us. And people are buying a ticket. We want them to know that they're not just buying a ticket. And then we perform also every year, that they're not just buying a ticket to a concert. They're helping the kids and the families in this area. And that's the thing we want to get through to them. You're helping folks, and then we're just chunking in a great concert.
So these performers perform for free?
They do.
Wow.
And a lot of times it's kind of a swap out type of thing. You know, you come help us, and if you need help, we'll come do the same thing for you. Wayne Newton came, brought his entire orchestra.
Wow. When
didn't
was
charge us
that?
1 penny.
Wow.
That would have been in '04, I think, '04, '05. Wayne and I had been on a USO tour together with Iraq and Afghanistan, and we just became great friends. And I asked him about it, and he said, "Yeah, we'd love to do it."
That's great. So you perform for servicemen and women?
Done 15 USO tours.
Wow. 15 USO
in Iraq 7 times. It makes us understand, after our son was born, we understand how fortunate that we are as parents to have 2 healthy children. And we know that I've met a lot of folks that are not so fortunate, and know that a lot of them are out there. And that's when we made the decision we want to do whatever we can to help some of these people, because not everybody's so blessed to have healthy kids. And to the smallest things of not even having enough gas money to get to Dallas or Houston to make a doctor's appointment. You know, we do stuff there. We try and keep their lights on. I mean, stuff that falls through the cracks when you've got a sick child. The smallest things are huge help.